Everybody wants some blast of magic, 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 magic. Look up the magic in me.
It's Wednesday at Bob's Magic Emporium. Time for the next all-new Magician 101, the show for all magicians. We have a lot of great questions this week. Before we get into them, though, I want to first go over a few things. First of all, me and Ryan Harding did a collab video, one for my Magical Mondays and one video for his Tricky Tuesdays. So you want to make sure you go check out his Tricky Tuesdays over on his channel. I'm going to leave the link right down below. Or if Ryan Harding posts a comment or a question this week, then you can click on his name in the comments if he posts one. But I'll leave the link to the video in the description. Also, next week there will be no Magician 101 because I will be at the beach. Now, here's what's going to happen. There's still going to be Magician 101s when I come back. The reason we're not doing Magician 101 next week, I don't have very good internet service at the beach. I have some, and I can use the YouTube capture on my phone, but because the video, usually these Magician 101s are like 14, 15 minutes, it would take way too long on my phone to upload and process and all that. So what we're going to do is, we're not going to do Magician 101 next week, but we'll do it the following week. So that's going to be Wednesday the 16th of July. So all you're going to do is still post your questions down below, but we're going to do it in 2 weeks instead of next week. And I'll answer every question that I get in 2 weeks. So you can post as many questions as you like. If you think of something next week and you're like, oh, I wonder if I can still post, yes, you can. You can post up until Tuesday the 15th of July. So you have a lot of time. Speaking of July 15th as well, that's when the new Tuesday show, Challenging Tuesday, starts. I'm going to give a little more information about that as we get a little bit closer. Okay, so now let's jump right into the questions. And remember to post your questions down below for 2 weeks, and I'll give an answer in 2 weeks. All right, first question comes from Mr. Tadpole221. What are your 3 favorite Magic Geek videos based on humor? Thank you, and keep up the good work. By the way, Mr. Tadpole has started uploading videos on his channel. Go check him out. He uploaded a really awesome card throwing video, which is something I could never do, and I don't even want to try to learn it. But go check it out because it's really cool. And at the end, he does a really awesome card throw, and he does something kind of cool. Won't go into it. Go check it out. My 3 favorite Magic Geek videos based on humor. My first one, in no particular order, is Ben Harris Creep, or Creeps. I think it's Creep with an S on the end. But Rachel holds this matchbox, and she's like, oh, it's moving, oh, it's moving. It's her expression is so funny. Another one that I love is one with Rachel in it called The Scorpion Moth. When the moth flies out of that book, she about flips out. If you haven't seen it, you got to check it out. It's The Scorpion Moth. Her reaction, oh my gosh, it makes me laugh every time. And finally, it has to be Magic Geek's Vanishing Bandana. It's probably my 3rd one. Magic Geek uploads so many videos, and a lot of them are funny. No, I'm changing the Vanishing Bandana. I'm going to do it to the dice production frame. That one where Chris is pulling dice out of that black and purple frame, and his facial expressions are so funny. His facial expressions make me laugh in that one. Because he's like, ugh. All right. Now, Ryan Hardy has the next question. I'll add a question this week. Thank you, Ryan. I think this is your first question you might have asked on Magician 101. I couldn't, or it might be like your only second one or something. All right. He says, what are your favorite visual magic tricks that fit in a wallet? All right. I'm going to stretch this just a little bit here because one of them doesn't fit in a wallet. Let me explain. My first one is Restored Credit by I think I have it in here somewhere. Restored Credit by David Regal. It's a really great trick where you have a credit card, you break it in half, and then you visually restore it, and you can hand it out, and you can end clean. It's really fun, and that fits right inside of your wallet. It looks like an ordinary credit card sitting inside your wallet. Another one that's really good, if you perform it correctly. I could never get it to look smooth, so I never do it anymore, but it's Chris Ballinger's $2 Twister, where you take a $2 bill, you tear it, and then it turns into 2 singles. It's really cool. And that's a really fun one to fit inside your wallet as well. Because of the fact that it's just really fun because you tear it and you can pass out the bills for examination or give them out as a tip at a restaurant or something after you've done the trick. So it's really fun to do. That's a really fun one too. And my 3rd one that I really like doesn't fit inside of a wallet. It fits in a card wallet. One of those black little plastic card wallets. It could fit in your wallet, but if you sit on it wrong, you could break the gimmick. So that's why I say it fits inside of a card wallet. I'm stretching it a little bit, I know. But it's Crosswords by Mark Mason. That's a really fun one. It's a visual. It's at the end of the trick when you change the cards from yours to mine visually by shaking them. Nobody expects that, and it's a lot of fun. It's really, really cool, and it really blows people away. So those are my three favorite. That fit in a wallet would have to be Restored Credit and $2 Twister, and then one that doesn't fit inside of an actual wallet. I mean, you could put it in there, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's Crosswords. Because, like I say, if you sit on it wrong, it could break the gimmick. So I'd put it in a card wallet. I know. Stretching it. All right, Lumos Magic has the final question. I have just ordered the dice bag as well, which he's talking about this one right here that we talked about, I think it was last week. And he says, I will use it lots. Yeah, it's a really, by the way, if you didn't see my review of this last week on Magician 101, this is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. One of my favorite dream bag routines, actually. And if you don't know what a dream bag routine is, it's where you pull out these flowered boxes out of a paper bag or a plastic bag or something like that. But there's many different versions of them on the market. There's the one with the flowers. There's the one down here with the money. And there's also the one with the dice. And it's one of my favorite ones is the one with the dice. All right. And Lumos Magic says, what are your favorite gags? Do you know a trick using a soda can? What failure magic experiences have you had? And the hardest question, choose your favorite trick of all time, not mad sponges. Okay, first of all, I don't use very many gags in my show, but I have to say the gag that I do use a lot is the 52 card on one gag, where you have all 52 cards on something, whether it be a banner or a piece of paper or on the back of a playing card. So that's really fun. I use that a lot. That's probably the only gag that I really use. But if you're talking in the way of gags like fake dog do and the snake can where the snake comes out of the can, I don't really use those a lot. Actually, I'd probably say my other favorite gag is the snake can because I use this in the Cakes and Aiders trick. And I use it at the end and the snake appears inside of this can that has candles on it. So I do like that as well. But I probably would have to say that the gag that I use a lot is the 52 card on one. But if you're talking about, like I say, exploding gum or shocking pens or that kind of thing, I don't use any of those gags in my show. What failure magic experiences have you had? I don't think I've ever had one that's been, like, memorable where I've done something really bad. The only thing that I might have done was flashed during a trick. And as magicians, we've all done that, where I'm sure as we're performing, we flashed something, or we've shown something we're not supposed to, or you've revealed something too early. You know, I don't think I've ever had a bad failure experience. I'm trying to think if there ever was one where I've really just honestly failed. One of them if I had to choose one, this happened, I think last year on the Ocean City Boardwalk. People forgetting their card. You know, that's one that's a big failure because, you know, you do this big suspenseful thing and you lead up to this big suspenseful reveal and then they're like, I forgot my card. Or you mess up and don't do the forcing of the card correctly or whatever, and it turns out that your card that you have predicted is not going to be the same one because you screwed up the force. That's probably my most memorable one, especially having a little kid forget the card. When I first started out in Magic, that was that's a good story actually. I had a failure experience where I was doing a card trick and I had only the kid look at the card. And, of course, place it back in the deck. He forgot the card. So now what I do is say, everybody look at the card. And now the adults know it, too. So if the kid says, you know, is that your card? And he's like, then I can say, well, is that his card? And I can go over to the adults and ask. All right. And this is not a hard question. The favorite magic trick of all time, I love doing forced outcome. I would probably say if I could only do one magic trick for the rest of my life, because you said not including the mad sponges. So not including these guys, I'd have to say forced outcome, where you have the spectator choose a card, you show 4 cards that are not theirs, and then the 4 cards turn into theirs. A fun trick. I love that one. I use that in all of my shows. Street magic, close-up, strolling, walk-around, birthday parties, stage magic. I use it everywhere. It's fun. Okay, now you wanted to see a trick done with a soda can. I don't really know very many tricks with a soda can. I do have the instructions for healed and sealed, but I don't know, I couldn't make it work. So I'm going to show you something right now, sort of like a School of Magic thing, but it uses a soda can. So I'm going to, just give me a moment here to move the camera out of the way. I'm going to move the camera actually over here. Give me one moment here to do that. You're probably going to hear a lot of loud noise in the background, so sorry about that. Okay. That should be about good. I think that should be good. Let me make sure I can get myself in shot here. Perfect. So this is Buns of Steel with a soda can. So let me explain how this works. You get a regular soda can. Don't open it. Don't do anything with it. All you're going to do is, I don't have a second soda can with me, so I'm going to explain how this works. But basically, you put the can behind your back and you open it. And it acts like your butt is opening the soda can because you squeeze a little bit, you kind of bend down a little bit, and it sounds like the soda can goes and it opens. So here's what you do. All you do is you hold the soda can in one hand. This hand needs to be free. So put this hand off the side, and you're going to turn around. I'll get it back here. And your finger is just going to try to open that soda can by itself. Now, I'm kind of terrible at this. I haven't quite learned this yet. So I'm going to see if I can do this here. All right, hang on a minute. I got to find the right way to do this. Okay, but whoa. Okay, I just, yeah, okay. But anyways, though, you do that and you try to open the soda can with one hand. And when you come out with the soda can, after you've opened it, you don't want to come out in this position. So you just want your finger to flick that back down. And then you come out, and it looks like that you've opened the soda can with your butt. So all you do is as you go to back here, you lift up the little tab. You make it open with your finger. I'm still practicing, so I haven't gotten very good at it. But you open it, put the little tab back down, and bring out. As you open it with your finger, as soon as you start opening it, you're gonna squeeze your butt, and you're gonna kind of crouch down a little bit. So you're going to go like that, like you're straining to open it with your butt, bring it back out, and that gets a little bit of a laugh. If any of you watched the Penguin Magic Tomas lecture, that's where I got this from. Tomas was on the guy who made the cardiologist deck. He was doing a lecture, and he's one of my favorite magicians, so I puckered up, spent the money at Penguin Magic, not at Magic Geek, and I saw the Tomas lecture. So this was on there, and I'm still trying to learn this, but it's really cool. All right, that's this week's Magician 101. I'm going to finish off this soda here. Thank you guys so much for watching. And remember to post your questions down below for in 2 weeks when I come back from the beach. We're going to do more Magician 101. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in 2 weeks for the next Magician 101. More. Do you know how to mix up cards? You say, you are not cards. You are not cards. You get the 2 tubes, and you get a certain amount of bottles. Let me grab one of the kids' show birthday party. Adults love the trick too, don't get me wrong, but I think it actually looks. It looks like you're actually taking and shuffling the cards.